The matchup is still bullshit because even at the highest... Oh, dude, if you follow this stream, I've never believed in assholes, elitist assholes, telling your average Tekken player, just learn the matchup, learn the matchup. Some matchups you can't learn them. That's why Snake Edge works at the highest level of play. It's because the character is too rare. You literally see this character too seldom. Which is why even the best players in the world fuck up punishes on Kuma, because it's like, how did I do this again? When you punish in this game, it's muscle memory. Trust me, when he blocks something, he doesn't go, oh wait, that's minus 15, so I get on electric. No, they see a move and then they've punished that move 1,000 times before and they go, boom. They don't even think. But when you haven't built up that muscle memory, like for example against Lucky Chloe, Eliza, Kuma, they actually actively think during the matches, like, they have to reserve some of their brain power into, oh right, what was this again? What do I do now? How did this work? It's if you don't have that muscle memory, you're going to choke punishes, you're going to fail punishes, you'll do the wrong punish, you know, or you don't do anything at all. And of course, you're going to be unfamiliar with the animations. Which is why not all Snake Edges are the same. Zafina has the best Snake Edge in the game. And Brian has the worst Snake Edge in the game. Do you know why Brian has the worst Snake Edge in the game? Because he's the third most played character. People block that shit on a free bar. They block Brian's Snake Edge. And so do the pro players, because they've seen that Snake Edge since Tekken 3. But no, against Yonding in a loser's final at a major Tekken tournament, Zafina can just do a Snake Edge and get away with it, as we've seen Arslan do so many times with her. And these are pro players with like lightning fast reflexes who react to Heihachi's down back 2 like every single time, and that comes out at 23 frames. That is the power of playing an unfamiliar character. And again, I can't stress enough like how the character that does the best in online ranked, has the best online win ratio, is Ganryu. And Ganryu is the least played character in the game. If you think that is a coincidence, I don't know what to tell you. So yeah, just saying learn the matchup is one of the dumbest things you can do, because certain matchups, it's almost impossible to learn them. It's like in like season 2, I put a lot of work into labbing characters I felt unfamiliar with. I went through Kuma's entire move list to see how to punish everything and to see what his options were. And I did the same with Lucky Chloe, I did the same with Zafina, and I felt, to a great extent, I took time to learn that. And then I was like, nice. I know this shit now. I know exactly what to do. And then what happens, I think it was more than half a year later, I encountered a Kuma or a Lucky Chloe. And I played this game daily, right? Daily. But it took like over half a year until I encountered them. And then I was like, I don't remember a single thing. Because all that stuff I learned in theory, I haven't been able to put it into practice. And this is where, you know, if you study something at university, what you want to do is preferably get a job right after university, or an apprenticeship, become an apprentice, to put it into practice immediately. So it stays fresh in your head, and you get to, you not only know the theory now, but you get to put it into practice. That's when you really learn something. When you not only read something, but you get to put it into practice. That's when stuff is glued into your brain. And another fun example of this is like if you study a course at university and you learn everything about it, right? Oh, I know. It's like when I studied tax law. I was really good at that. And most people hate tax law. I love it, you know? I was like the only one out of 300 students. I was the only one that really enjoyed tax law. And I learned everything about it in 2 months' time. And then, you know, well done by me. I got the highest grade on that course. I was really happy with that, with a lot of hard work. But after that course, like, oh, highest grade, yes. And then you do the next course, you know, at university. And then you do that one for 2 months. And then you do the test for that course. But after those 2 months, had you given me the same exam for tax law, I probably would have flunked it. Because when I went those 2 months without studying tax law, but studying something completely different, like contract law, I was just like, you forget about 80% of the stuff you learned in the course before. You have to, it has to stay fresh in your head. Every once in a while, you have to encounter it again. Oh, Akuma, right? Oh, Akuma, all right. That's how the matchup works. Every once in a while, you have to encounter that same thing for it to stay relevant and fresh inside your head. So that's why I'm trying to explain in many words here why certain characters, it's almost impossible for me to do well in the matchups because they are just too rare and the matchups are too complicated. It's like Kazuya, it doesn't matter. Now, he's the second most popular, so you see him all the time. But even if he wasn't that popular, right, I feel most people would do all right because it takes 2 seconds to understand. He's going to do a knockdown low, but if I block, Kazuya dies, or he's going to do a safe on block mid launcher. So basically, he's going to do a low or a mid, and I have to try and see his patterns, see what he's doing, try to predict the low so I can kill him. And he does an electric, that's a high. And I mean, and if you're really nerdy about Tekken, you've watched some content and you know, okay, sidewalk left beats his mid-low mix-up. I'll just do that. There's really nothing to this matchup, really. Whereas the problem just compounds in that the characters you see the least are usually the characters you have to devote an ungodly amount of time to learn the matchup. Again, this matchup you learn in 5 seconds. The Eddie matchup, like Eddie Gordo or Lucky Chloe or Lei, Kuma, Zafina, you have to spend an insane amount of time learning all of those strings. How do I beat all of those stances? And preferably you're sitting down with someone who really knows that character. Oh, with Kazuya, when she goes into Tarantula, knock her out of it with generic down 4 or a down forward 4, which is a very low hitting mid. Don't go for anything other than that. You will die. She'll blow you up. You know, it's very, very specific with Eddie as well. So you already have like highly complicated matchups. And now the problem is you get, it's so rare to get to practice against them. So the problem just compounds. Like unbelievably difficult matchup to learn, and you see it super rarely. It's, yeah, like, no wonder. And it's like Kaiser said, you know, one of the best Chloes in the world. He said that, well, among the best players in the US, I'm going to interrupt you there. Among the top players in the US, it's a minority, a small minority that know the Chloe matchup. That's among the best players. And why? Because she's so rare. And again, Brian Snake Edge, every top player is gonna block it on a free bar, right? But no, Yonding, offline event, no delay, Zafina Snake Edge, it just works. In the neutral, didn't get counter hit. He was just standing right in his face. And Yonding's just blocking. Oh, boom, launched. So yeah, learn the matchup. Yeah, it's way more complicated. Learn the matchup is just an empty platitude. It's like when people say, every character is the same. Every character, there's no such thing as a dishonest character. Everyone is the same. Everyone is equally cheap. Empty platitude. Means nothing. Means absolutely nothing. So not every character is the same, and not every character is seen the same amount of time. So